Hi, I'm Alex Ross, and I'm talking about multimedia principles. This is from Mayor's text principle for fostering generative processing in multimedia learning. And the principle that I'll be focusing on is multimedia, which I felt like that was just a very fancy way of saying, or it really reminded me of the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Or as Merritt stated, people learn better from words and pictures than words alone. So, Merritt, when he's talking about words alone, he's talking about either text or narration. And the theoretical rationale, when only one media is used, if it's just words alone, a learner is less likely to build a visual model. And also, it's less likely for connections to be made to enhance the learning. Whereas two is better than one. If you have both text and pictures, the learner creates a verbal and a visual model. The empirical rationale, so Mayer found out that when using text and pictures, 11 out of 11 tests, the learner performed better. And so a lot of research references and related research to it. So Leitner and Schmidt found that when they had learners that were provided with text and then they were told to draw a picture, it improved learning. So what they would do is they would give learners a text to read and then telling them to draw a picture with the main elements and related to the text that improved learning rather than just the text alone. And Stephen Sorton also found that when learners build meaningful connections between words and pictures, they learn more deeply. So it makes the learner a more active participant in the learning, and thus creates new knowledge for the learner. One thing about the multimedia principle, Mayer had discovered a boundary condition. With it, it applies strongly to low knowledge or new learners. And so the idea is that probably because a high knowledge learner or someone who's already been exposed to the information before and learning more details or more related material, they already have a picture or a visual representation in their mind. So providing a picture doesn't do it because those connections between the visual and verbal model are already there. So looking at two examples, the first one using, say you were moving to a new city and need to learn your way around using public transportation. So say you moved to Washington, D.C., and someone was giving you some quick directions, so either verbally or written down. And they might tell you, okay, you're going to get on the metro at the Boston stop, and you're going to change at Metro Center, and then you're going to get off at Glenmont to go to whatever your area was that you were trying to get to. So if someone's just giving you, again, that verbally is written down, it's a very small amount of information. If you were to describe what's on this picture here, the map of the metro, it would be very lengthy, whereas you can see right away all the stops and also the different the lines, like this orange line, this red line. And also the picture would definitely help with problem solving because it provides more details. So say you got on at Boston and then you changed at Metro Center, and then you're wondering how many stops will it be to Glenmont? Is it going to be short? Do I sit? Do I stand? Do I kind of open up my book and read it, or do I need to get off quickly? And so by looking at this picture, you would quickly see that Glenmont is farthest out on one end of the red line, and so you know you would have a little bit of time before you have to get off. Another assist for problem solving, so you're on, you get on at the end of the orange line, and you miss your stop at Metro Center. Well, if the only information that you have is the directions that were written down for you, you have to backtrack to then go back to Metro Center and change over. Whereas if you had this map, this visualization, then you'd see, okay, I missed my stop at Metro Center, but I'm going to get off at Mont Plaza and then change again at Gallery Place to then pick up the red line again. And another example of multimedia learning. So many times when students take gross anatomy, one of the first things that they learn about is the brachial plexus. So what's here on the screen you see is taken from Wikipedia, and this is just part of just description of the structure and the roots, but it doesn't include information about the trunks or the divisions of the cord, so there's a lot more information. It's very, very wordy. I'm not going to read all this, but so for the roots, talk about brachial plexus, emerges at 5 different levels, T5, T6, T7, T8, T1, T5, T6 merge, T7 continuously forms from the trunk, and again, this is a lot of information, and if you've never heard about the brachial plexus before, it may be very hard for you to picture what it is that's going on here if you're trying to figure out a spinal cord injury. So the next thing I'm going to show you here is if the text was also included in the picture. So what you've got here on the left is, a pretty simple drawing, and again, it gives all the information, giving the roots, the trunks, the cords, and the divisions. And it would be easy to see that, all right, if there was an injury for the spinal cord at T8 and T1, you could see that it would involve any muscles that are innervated by the ulnar nerve. So, and this would make it a lot easier for a learner to kind of make those visual and verbal representations in their mind. That might also another benefit to providing a picture along with text or an explanation is that the pictures could be presented in different ways. So again, you have a very basic diagram on the left, and then on the right, if a learner would like to know how it relates, or how, if they're looking at a person's body, how it would, how the brachial plexus would be represented, the picture on the right would be a good representation of that. So again, with text or verbal instructions, there may only be so many ways you can present it. But with a picture, you can definitely show it different ways to help the learners make connections. Thank you so much for listening to the Multimedia Principle Cover.